Ladies and gentlemen, pimps and hoes, ups and downs, men and women, girls and boys, we gather here today as we have heard that Biden has dropped from the election. As I speak to you this morning, it is approximately 1:37 a.m. Central European Time, as I am currently in Milan, Italy, which means it is still Sunday, July 21st. Let me double check my dates around here. Yes, it is still Sunday, July 21st in the United States. It's been brought to my attention that the 21st is also a full moon. And so I have gotten word as much of the nation and the world has found out about this news. So I have very quickly sat with this. This is spirit immediately. Okay, I bring this word to you as I have sat with this. I have written down some names of some people who I will be calling forth in this video to call them forth to what I am calling myself forth, and all the hands are calling forth, and my company is bringing forth with this news that was just delivered in the form of a frequency and what it will activate in humanity, and this wave that we not only can leverage but create of our own depending on our true intent. So what's going on here is, my name is Naima. If you are new to me, I am the founder of the Academy for Womanhood. I am very specifically born to be alive in these days and times to restore true love and unity amongst not only humanity, but also melanin-dominant folk. And so I have some melanin-dominant names, and perhaps some that aren't. I have a list. But I have some names I will be calling forth into this conversation and way of being, at minimum, through the end of the election, into true love and unity. And I'm also going to be sharing with you some things that you can do to begin to expand your heart, up your frequency, so that you are able to have, do, and be more good. As this news of Biden being out, Kamala being shot up, and potentially being the first female and first black female of the United States of America. Now, whenever melanin-dominant folk, male or female, are being scrutinized globally, are being considered for some kind of powerful, political, religious, financial consideration that could have impact either nationally or globally or even locally. That, and when we are just being considered for anything as it relates to power, anything that relates to our humanity, anything that relates to our sovereignty, anything that relates to truth, humanity uncovers its particular flavor of vitriol. There's a particular flavor of vitriol that humanity has for melanin-dominant folks, and it lies dormant until one or more of us are center stage. And we have plenty of examples, recent and past, where humanity has decided that it would like to attack whoever the melanin-dominant man or woman, whether they be full-on black or mixed race, Barack Obama, Meghan Markle, Kamala Harris, regardless of how you personally feel about them and their policy. I'm talking about the flavor of vitriol that rises whenever a person who is known to have the pigment of melanin as part of their genetic makeup. And we can expect that there will be thunderstorms, bolts, lightning, creative, direct, indirect, poetic, nasty, raunchy, thoughtful, spontaneous, seemingly out of the blue, and just levels of hate, filth, degeneracy, and vitriol now that the word has been dropped that Biden is out and Kamala has been ushered forward. So I have some names these are people who I am connected to in some kind of a way, whether I follow them on TikTok or we're connected on some other social profile, or I just thought of them when I was sitting and creating this list of names that I'm calling forth into love and unity. So what am I doing? What am I taking a stand for? Naima Singletary. What am I taking a stand for? First of all, I am about true love. Love that is devoid of any story making or egoic projections that I create in order to separate myself from any other breathing, sentient being, particularly sentient human being, in order to keep myself separate, distance, unlike, etc., unnecessarily. When true love is made louder and louder on this planet, in the face of hate, in the face of disdain, in the face of rage, in the face of vitriol, in the face of ugly, in the face of heartbreak, in the face of shame, in the face of I don't like you, in the face of you ain't shit, in the face of because your ancestors is this, in the face of theft, in the face of any ugly that you or I can insert here. When true love is chosen, when an act, whether it be a big act or a small act, rises in the human being, me, you, anybody else you know, even in the face of all the ugly, and I and you make a decision about who are we going to be with our limited time that we have here on earth. Who are you going to be? Who have you been called to be? Who is it important to be? What brings you alive that is both in service to yourself and others? And tell the truth about that. You know what to do. Yes, it is difficult, as life is difficult, and it all in the end is worth it. So one, I, my company, and those who I vouch for take a stand for true love, whether they are conscious of it or not. Because anybody who's in relationship with me, I'm constantly talking and being a walking demonstration of true love. Secondly, the absolute fire. You can call it passion. You can call it conviction that is used as the fuel for true love. True love by itself is, and it becomes anything that you put and attach to it. And I know this is becoming long-winded, and my attempt is to make it clear here what this video is about, who I'm about, and what we are getting behind and standing for. When I speak for myself, at minimum through the end of the election, because of the names here, because of the frequency that's been laid down, because of this news that's been delivered, but also for myself for the rest of my life. For true love to be able to penetrate in all the ways that it can, fire is added to this. Passion for true love. Passion for righteousness. When I say righteousness, I mean that which is correct, that is in service to humanity, and your soul knows it, for those of us who have a soul. The names I'm getting ready to call forth, I invite you into true love. I invite you into a conversation with me about true love. I invite you into a live stream with me about true love and fire. True love and fire. Being a walking demonstration of that, having your art, your conversations, your expressions, all that you do and be and move about and create in the world, at minimum through the end of the election, and perhaps for the rest of your life, I invite you into these conversations about true love and fire. Then I'm going to share some tips of what you can do, even if your name is not on here, what you can do to open your heart, to bring forth more of the frequency of true love into your life today. The first name I want to call forth, you know what, I realized I just wrote K-E-I, and I'm like, is this her actual name? And I didn't look it up before I came on here, so forgive me, but I know that part of your name on TikTok is Balanced Millennial. you help millennials remain balanced and bring their dreams to life. Am I remembering that correctly? And is your name Kai, K-E-I? So I want to thank you and call you forth into this conversation, and you are already doing an exceptional job. I've been inspired by your content. I'm inspired by the video you also put up about Kamala and all the ugly that's on its way as a result, and that touched me so much, and I just love to see you being a lead in that way. So I call you forth. If you'd like to have a conversation with me about true love, if you'd like to have a live stream about it or not, it's fine. I'm inviting you forward, calling you forward, just giving you this energy about true love. And continue. Know that I'm watching you, others are watching you, you are impacting, and please continue on the path of love and the intent that you put down with that video. That's you. Jessica, darling Jessica, who I spoke with yesterday, Miss Herbalist, Miss Lovely, Powerful Thing You. What are you being called to do that you're not doing? Please do it. Please let yourself shine fully. Please go all the way. Is there something that I can do, say, be, that would help you to step into the thing that perhaps you've been unwilling to step into, felt like you couldn't, you were waiting for, you've been doubting, whatever? I'm not saying this is what's going on with you, but it was on my heart to add you to this list and to lay that down. Is there a conversation to be had? Is there a you that is looking to come forth that is inclusive and held by true love and fire? Sin. Oh my God. Hello, darling Sin. You're like, the amount of gorgeousness that you are. It's what, who, what, how? In what way can true love be infused into the gorgeousness and the creative voice that I know you're working to unleash? Please know, we so want to see you. You want to see you. Yes, we so want to see you. Please consider putting true love as one of the ingredients in your recipe for your creative expression. Fire. True love and fire. Oh man, my light went out. We're going to keep it moving. That's the TikTok light, by the way. Just know it has like an hour and a half life. The one that went viral. Vanessa. Life is art. Let that right there communicate. Nia. Purpose Simba. What are we going to do with you? All that fire. We're going to up the volume on true love. Let's talk about it at our next gathering inside the women community. Yes? What true love is for you. What it's going to look like for you in your connection and your networking and your expression, all that you're working on. Sandra, you have been active. I know I have not heard from you, but you are my heart. I think of you. I so look forward to seeing you at Women in Italy. Where can love, where is true love calling in your life right now? Is it? Has this been something you've been thinking about? And then fire. Has there been a call to fire in your life? I so look forward to seeing you in Italy and talking to you even on the phone before Italy. Allison Coleman, oh my God, you tender, tender thing. I didn't say this in email, but I want you to know I felt such tenderness. Yeah, I felt some and an email you sent to me, about the group gathering that we had, the small one, and I felt such tenderness in there. And I want you to know that. And I can feel your desire and all your actions, and you coming to Italy, and you're showing up when we had our small gathering, and just the essence of you as I look at you and I feel into you. Has true love been calling to you? Is there some way to love your mother deeper? Dr. Danelle. Oh my God. Mother Danelle. Dr. Danelle. I saw that video. I feel like there's another word for love with you. You're the perfect level of too much. Women like you, I know they call you too much. You are the perfect. You are the itness that they don't know what to do with. Like if Jesus came today, half the people who think that Jesus is their Lord and Savior, they would collapse, they would pass out because of Jesus' presence. That's what you are. Ooh, good God. Isis. I feel like you just live your life in your corner, just a hidden gem. That's it. You feel like a hidden gem to me. And I feel like I got lucky to have crossed paths with you. And you drop your magic into humanity. And we're all just lucky that you even invest the time to let us witness you. That you invest the time to be seen. That you invest the time to create your art. And with the insight and the knowledge that you have and the experiences that you have that cause you to move the way you do, that has you not shine in the ways that I know you could shine, that can have you be loud and wiping the earth in the ways that I know that you could and would, had the insight and the knowledge that you have been placed and seen by you through a much more true love lens. I could say so much. Thank you for existing. Thank you for us being connected in the way that we are, and whatever more is to come. Capricia. What are you doing with yourself? How does it feel to be doing what you're doing with yourself? I see your content. How does it feel to be doing what you're doing with yourself? You're walking gold. How does it feel to be doing what you're doing as walking gold? Knowing the bounty that you are, with all of the doubt. How does it feel to be doing what you do? You know, when I wrote your name down, Miss Midnight Scholar Society, I thought to myself, where do I start with this woman? Then I said to myself, just let her know that she's astounding. Astounding. Dramatically abound. Danielle. Danielle, what we gonna do with you? Danielle, what we gonna do with you? Thank you for being you. Thank you for all the work that you have done to come out of religious trauma and to unleash that voice, that fire, that love that you are. Do you call yourself love? You are such love. My God, you are such love. Oh, and I'm so glad I just remembered this. The name, I didn't write it, but it just came to mind. Red Witch Things. One of a kind. In a very particular way, because one could say, well, we all have an individual fingerprint, so we are all one of a kind, but you're in a different kind of the one of a kind. Thank you so much. Thank you to your father. Thank you to your mother. You don't talk about your mother, but clearly, right, you came out of a woman. Thank you to your mother. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for what you tell yourself quietly that has you be able to persevere the way you do. You are true love and fire. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I don't have any more names on my list. Of course, there are many more, but those are the ones that came to me in my preparation to be here today. So I want to share with anybody else who's watching some things you can do to get yourself into alignment with true love and fire. Say the things you need to say. Say the things you need to say, and say them to the people that you've avoided saying them to. If they're alive, say it to them. If you blocked them or they blocked you, if you blocked them, unblock them and call them. If they blocked you, send an email. If you don't have a way to communicate with them directly, think it. Sit down, think it deep, long and hard. They're going to get it some way, somehow. Say what you need to say to the person you need to say it to, including yourself, if it's something you need to say to yourself. Say what's on your heart. Say what's on your heart. Be raw. Don't mince. Don't sit and overthink what you're going to say. Say exactly how you feel. Vulnerably. When I say be raw, say exactly how you feel vulnerably, without making it about the other person. Say how you feel. I feel this. When you said this, I felt this. And keep it there. This brings you into true love. Check yourself and say what you mean. It's like another way of saying what I just said, but adding the say what you mean part. And I put the check yourself first because part of me felt like when I tell people say what you mean, there's so much ugly that could easily come out. But no matter if it's you saying something ugly or somebody else saying something ugly, it's what's underneath the ugly that you're actually going toward. So going forward, so that because we want to heal, whether we consciously notice or not. When we're angry, we feel violated, we feel hurt, we are pissed, whatever. That's on top. Underneath is the desire to restore to wholeness. It's to restore, it's to be healed, it's to be connected always, no matter if it looks ugly and vitriolic on the top. So the reason why I say check yourself is because I want you to check yourself before you get to hollering at other people like it's their fault, okay? And you take the responsibility that you can take. Reach out to people you've been thinking about. I could create such a long, long list, but this, I think, is going to be the last one. Reach out to the people you've been thinking about, particularly the people who you've been wanting to talk to, or you don't want to look a certain way, or you feel some kind of trepidation or about having a very particular conversation. Maybe you contacted them before and they didn't get back in touch with you, so you've been holding off on it because, well, they didn't reach back out to me, so what it, right? Whether you have created stories about why now is not the time, and any of the story making and reasoning and excuse that you've made for why you haven't reached out to somebody who you have wanted to reach out to, or you have reached out to and they've yet to reach back out. Reach out to them. And going back to the last one, check yourself before you reach out to them. Check into your true intent for wanting to connect. Is the connection you want? Is the restoration you want? Are you seeking an apology? Do you need to say something tender and meaningful and raw? You know, are you looking for transformation? Do you want to rekindle a relationship? Are you, was something left unsaid that you need to say? Whatever it is, check yourself first, then reach out to the person that you have been meaning to, wanting to reach out to, or who you have reached out to and it's time to reach out again. Okay? So that's my word about true love and fire, and taking a stand, making a decision about not only how you're going to handle this thunderstorm wave of what is predictably to come through, at minimum, the end of the election, and really for a long time. But particularly with all the marketing and things that are going to be going on to the end of the election, make a decision about where you stand. Or not only that, if you already know where you stand, just reinforce that thing. Rededicate to what you stand for. And do you stand for true love and fire? What is your definition of true love and fire? Thank you so much for listening. If you think this could be valuable to somebody's, please go ahead and share this video, even with my TikTok light that's gone out. Thank you so much. To true love and fire.